Hello everyone, today I'm going to be unboxing one of the bricks of the new Snowbound, or relatively new, Icons of the Realms Snowbound set from WizKids. And later on I'm also going to be unboxing this Frost Giant On Mammoth. Now let's put that to one side and we're going to jump into this brick. A brick, if you don't know, is 8 of the boxes put together, supposedly to reduce the amount of duplicates and everything that you will get in a set. Let's pull off the plastic and we are in. Let's put that off to one side and hopefully you should be able to see this second camera angle. So it's going to be zoomed in so you can see the minis. So let's start cracking these boxes open. Now they're going to have tape. As you've seen previous unboxings, I don't mind about wrecking some of these boxes because I'm only going to be keeping a couple. Everything that box, one box down. So first of all, we have got this Warforged Titan. And wow, that looks pretty epic, doesn't it? Got this lovely sort of electric effect almost coming off, like, you know, it's not quite sparks flying, but something going on there. That's pretty cool. Generally, it looks like a hunk of metal coming your way, hence the Warforged Titan name. That's a pretty cool one to start off with. That is the large. From the set, you're always going to get then some smaller figures. So this one is a Cambon. Basically looks quite demon-like. Very, very cool. Nice wings. Let's try and get that a bit closer. Some cool wings. Interesting sort of looking pokey sort of weapon. Got a tail on the back. It's quite interesting. I wouldn't say necessarily that was very snowbound. And I have to admit, I've looked at what this set does include, and it's not really what I expected. This is a Mccoyd Sprout. Basically, it looks like a mushroom with legs, which is pretty awesome. I love the hat. Does seem to have a bit of a face there. I'll try and see it in the light there. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. It's quite a dark purpley sort of miniature. That's interesting. Slightly odd, I think. Slightly odd in terms of, again, and the point I was going to be making, it's not really a snowy set. I was expecting almost Rime of the Frost Maiden Part 2. This is a Diva, does that say? Yeah, Diva. That's a very interesting looking Diva to me. Some cool, quite a nice animated flying pose with these huge wings. Like those wings are this, you know, much taller than a dwarf. Much taller than he is, to be fair, in terms of size. Quite a cool sort of godly thing, you know. That's quite a fun first box. So let's move those to one side and grab the next one. Having a look at some of the side things, I really would like this polar bear being pulled carriage, and the tree does look fun because I think you could have some fun with that one, if you know what I mean. You know, as a DM, you could throw the party into something fun there. Right. Let's crack this one open. Now let's see what we've got. Oh, it's not quite as fun looking, this one. Oh, not quite as big. Not quite as big, I should say. Looks very much like a troll, of a gnoll almost. An ice troll. There you go. So, you know, maybe, you know, an ice troll. Maybe you would find that actually in, you know, your Rime of the Frost Maiden adventure. You know, you go into an ice cave somewhere, you're going to get an ice troll. I think I do actually quite like that one. That's quite a nice miniature, actually. That's the first one that I've really felt has fit the Snowbound theme name. This one is a Knoll Fang of Yeenugu. Sure. To be honest, I know, yes, Knolls a little bit from D&D. I know Knolls more from a Orcs Must Die standpoint. You know, those long talons coming at you and stuff. Again, doesn't make me think cold, frosty, snowbound, but you know, not too bad. This one kind of does. Skeletal Sentinel. Yeah, it looks like something you'd find out and about, maybe. Although, to be honest, out and about anywhere. Again, not getting the snowy feel. But that's a really nice miniature. And they've done a few skeletons and such recently. So it's nice to sort of see that... It's nice to see that they are, you know, using different models. They're not just rehashing old ones. Well, if they've rehashed old ones, as long as they redid the paint, that wouldn't be too bad. Well, this kind of looks like some kind of translucent-ish gargoyle. It is Ice Mepit. Well, I'd use that as a ice gargoyle coming to life from some kind of ice cathedral-y castle. I think that would prove fun. Again, that does kind of fit the icy theme, so we've got a few there. That second box did seem a little bit better. Let's jump into this one. Oh, this tape seems to be a bit more forgiving, so I'm just going to be a little more careful with this one. I might try and save this box. Like I say, most of these boxes I'm just going to rip into, but a couple of them I will just try and save to pour all of the miniatures into, basically. There we go, we are in. It's a medium heavy box. This is one I wanted. So this is, I can't remember the exact name, that is all called an axe beak. So these are the ride that you can get around the Icewind Dale area. That's the word I'm looking for. Really nice, cool idea of like a pack horse that's not a horse. You know, it's got like that dodo-y vibe. I'm really liking the fact it has, you know, it is carrying stuff. That so far is my favourite one, I think, from the set. Okay, some of the other ones are cool. I'm not going to discount them completely, but that was one that I did come into it thinking I would like that one. We've got a bullywug royal. Now, I like the sort of frog people. I don't know why. I think they're quite cool, the bullywugs, wugs, or whatever they're called. Nice little sort of speary staff. It's got a little bit of a weird crown thing on because it is a royal. Yeah, that's a nice little frog fellow. I'm quite happy with that little one as well. Ooh, what's this? Wow, that is a peculiar insectoid thing. It is a... Yep, that's not going to help me. That is a Deragolith. Well, it looks very much like an insectoid. It's got arms coming at you from all the way around. I think that could come at you in a very nice forest, and I don't think people would be... I think people would find it more likely in that setting, to be honest, than the snowy areas. I'm going to keep coming back to that because it seems such an odd name, Snowbound. This dude, well, he seems pretty awesome. Looks quite powerful, floating up there. Green skin, that bluey green armor that he's got on, that leathery sort of stuff. This is Galvan Magan. No idea on that one. Maybe that is part of... Maybe he's part of Rime of the Frostmaiden and not got to that part yet, maybe, or something like that in the book. I'm assuming that is an NPC or character of note because Sounds more like a name, that one. Next box, and we are halfway through. Come on. Oh, he seems big. That is because we've got a giant. A hill giant, to be precise. Interesting, he doesn't have any clothes there on the underneath. Interesting. Fun angle for you there. That is a pretty cool miniature though. You know, calling it a miniature, you know, it is certainly large in size, if not more. Well, more, sorry, definitely more. That troll is large in size and it's, you know, a good third bigger again. That is a huge tree stump that it is swinging there. And yeah, he doesn't look like you're going to be bargaining with him. It looks like you're going to be paying a toll of your life if you're not careful. That's a pretty cool one. I mean, it's not... Same record, it doesn't seem snowy. Ooh, a hooded folk. Oh, something going on with his hand there. A little bit, looks like it. A cold light walker. Interesting. Not sure about that, but it looks quite like a sort of, I don't know, I'm getting mixed vibes. I'm getting like mysterious figure. I'm getting sort of ready to sort of Western duel you, sort of. It looks like one of his hands is sort of itching to fire and the other one not so. Interesting model. I think that could be quite an interesting mini to use. I think you could use that in a few situations. I think you could, I mean, look at the size difference there. I think you could use this guy as, you know, a mysterious man that you're meeting in a pub for some information or something. Oh, this is some kind of ooze. If you saw one of my other unboxings, they had a very big black pudding ooze, and this little friendly chap, well, he's going to go in right next to him in the boxes. Because, you know, you could have on big pudding ooze and then this little splat just comes off it towards someone, you know, breaking off. Maybe when enough damage is done, it spews that off in one direction. And I think that, you know, adds a little bit of fun there, but also, you know, that could just be what it's protecting. A little baby ooze. Nice little kobold. Is there a specific type? T-Rex, Trex, I'm assuming it's just T-Rex. T-Rex, the winged kobold. Nice wings on the back. Looking in quite a defiant stance there. Love kobolds. I think they're a great thing to throw at a party because you can throw many at something. They're not necessarily easy in a big number to kill, but on their own, they're not going to do much harm. Slide those off and go for the next box. Sorry to everyone again that likes to keep their boxes in one piece. Oh, there we go. That is one that I was looking for. So this is the Awakened Tree. This is 45 out of 46, so not necessarily, most people won't be getting this. It's quite large. Look at it next to the hill giant. You know, that is a proper tree. And that is pretty awesome. The branches, you know, they're quite sort of spiky almost. It's got some sort of knots, almost facey like knots around it. I'm not a huge fan of the way it's done underneath here though. I wish that some of the roots were touching the base and that was what locked them in rather than the pole in the middle. But I do think that's pretty awesome. If you're going through a wood, whoa, that would be cool. That, ooh, it's close to one of my favourites of the set so far, to be honest. Let's drop this one out. This is, looks like a frog folk, bullywug again. Yes, so we had the royal, and now this is another one in a very nice leaping pose. Now, I just said with this one, I don't like that underneath because it's just a clear pole. They've kind of done something with this one. You know, it makes it look more dynamic. I'm still not a huge fan, but I'd rather them do this dynamic-like look rather than just a random pole. And yeah, there's a goblin in the goblin set that I use for a few of the warlock tile builds. It's in that sort of jumping pose. So maybe expect to see a frog turn up in that attacking pose. Interesting. I wonder if they're related. Yes, Hypnos Magon. So let's just bring the other one back, which was a Galvan. So very similar. This is the new one. That's the one we pulled earlier, and it looks like maybe that is a type of the Magon. Magon. Maybe that is a type of creature. Maybe I was wrong there. Maybe that's not a named character. But I do like the way you could use this one to be, you know, friendly chatting version. And then maybe if you say the wrong thing, he could turn into sort of the powerful adversary. Yes, that's going to be used in a build coming up soon, because I like that idea. And then we have, oh look, it's a little pseudo-dragon. Yes, a Shardolin pseudo-dragon. So the Shardolin being like the metal-y thing that you can get in Icewind Dale. And it's just nicely propped on a book. Now, I'm not quite sure how the pseudo-dragons work, but I believe it's sort of almost spawned out of that book. That is very cool. That's and it's an interesting one. Maybe you could wrap that into a library somewhere. Box number 6. Let's just move those over a little bit more. I've really ripped that one. Oh, hello. Let's go through the little ones first this time. Normally we're going through the big ones. Let's go for the little ones first. And I'm going to be unable to. There we go. Throw that over there. We have a Griffin hatchling. Tiny little guy. That's quite a nice, cute guy. Yep. Griffin. Definitely Griffin. I mean, obviously in infant form. But yeah, that is pretty awesome. Next up we have a random guy, a Shardolin Berserker. Now, I've not got to that part of Icewind Dale where that would come into effect, but you know, he seems to be charging down, and I'm assuming the weapon is made out of that material. You know, looking at it, you would never know, so you could get away using that anywhere you like. And it looks like we've got another bullywug here. This one is a bullywug croaker. It looks like almost like a town crier. I'm sure he's going to, you know, attack you in some shape or form, but that's the vibe I'm getting. I think they can be very peaceful. They would be in my campaign. Apart from the one that's leaping to attack. And now we have a stone giant. Nice sort of weird purpley fur going on over here. Again, it's got quite a detailed tree compared to the other giants. That's an interesting difference between the two. Also slightly taller. Obviously, the other difference, if you hadn't guessed, I hadn't noticed, he's blue. That's a little different. So it seems Smurfs can grow and are bald. unlike hill giants. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting miniature. I don't think it will get necessarily too much use from me, but that's that box. 2 more to go. Let's get these out. Sorry for that. Right, move those over a little bit. Let's try and be a little bit careful with this box. Let's stick that underneath. Stick that underneath. I think the second camera angle is a little bit low, so I do apologise for that one. But I've not done too many of these. Ooh, let's get something interesting coming up. You can see it on one angle, but not the other. This is an interesting one, a nice little druid. Getting very much a naturey vibe from this one. As it looks like a female druid just sort of wandering through. That would work quite nicely with, you know, if you're doing an encounter with this fellow, you know, you've got someone trying to fix. Now, just noticed, bit of a wonky one. Does look like a little bit leaning off to one side, but that's not bad. You know, you can fix that, and it's not as bad as some that I've seen. Ooh, this is a dust merpit. Looks very much like the ice one, or whatever it was earlier. I cannot read it. Ice, yes. So it's very much the same. I mean, it's not got like the nice fire back bit, but they are quite similar in design, aren't they? That's quite cool though. I like the translucent effect on that one for whatever is going on slightly behind it. And I kind of like this sort of stone plinth that it's sat on rather than the translucent one. Some people don't like it when there's the terrain. I think it does normally work. Is this a first duplicate? It is indeed. Where is he? Come on, where are you? There we go. I've got 2 of you. That's quite happy. I'm happy with that. Two skeletons is a really good thing to have because they're going to come in pairs and you can throw them at them. So happy with that. And the last bit, I've only gone and got a polar bear. That's pretty cool. Is there anything special about it? No, just polar bear. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to tower over, or even a Goliath, you know, up on its hind legs like that. You know, that is going to cause some player panic if they go into a cave and that thing comes around the corner, or even blocks them into the cave, so they either have to defeat it or go deeper. It looks really like it's going to be trying to cause some harm. And it does look quite furry as well. Obviously, it doesn't feel furry, but it does. It does look it. Well, it's getting shot for you there for a second while I open up the final box. Absolutely butchering the box. Oh, we've got another type of giant. Or do we? Let's leave that for last. So we've got 1 duplicate so far, probably going to get another one in this. Oh, there we go, straight away. We have another little griffin baby infant. Skip straight on to the next one. That's a slightly less helpful duplicate. Oh, what's that? Just a little bit of stuff there. Well, this is a white dragon wormling. That's pretty nice. Obviously, unboxed some adult dragons on the channel, but sometimes you want something that's a little bit more, little smaller. Quite obvious lines down its back, if you can see that. where the parts of the model are stuck together. It's not necessarily great, but otherwise, you know, it's gonna get some good use, I would say, that one, in terms of, for a low-level party, having some fun. And then we have, oh, look at this dwarf guy, Drurga Hammer. Well, it looks like we've found the guy that probably built the whatever that was. I'm assuming, you know, looks like he's probably built this, which is the Warforged Titan. It looks like, you know, he's gonna maybe come out of the armor. Maybe it was a mech suit. Oh, that would be awesome. Why not? You can do whatever you like, mister. And then finally, a Fomorian. A FOMO. He literally has FOMO in his name. That's interesting. I mean, well, first of all, it looks like he's falling over, if you can see the angle. It looks like he's absolutely crazy. And it looks like it's basically a giant that's gone a bit mad. You do not want to be coming up against that. But maybe they can be fighting and you just need to hide out of the way. So there you have it. Let's move all of these over. We got a good amount of figures there, obviously. We always get the same number of figures. Do I have some favourites? Going into it, I knew it wasn't fully snowbound, but for the snowboundness, having the axe beak, really happy with that. That's a cool one. Having an ooze, a small ooze, that's always quite handy. The tree is a cool idea, you know, can use that. Got some froggos, the bullywugs, so happy with those. Couple of giants, I hadn't got any giants before, so can't be too miffed about that. And a polar bear. Some of the rest, skeletons and stuff, they'll get used, and there's a few in there that not sure when I'm going to use those. Anyway, that is one unboxing. Check back, and I will be unboxing this, the Frost Giant On Mammoth Snowbound Premium Set. So check that out, and check other stuff out on the channel as well. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, I'm Oliver East, and thanks for watching.